not going to talk about how the fact that I used to be a math teacher and I was struggling counting, but it's a thing. For those teams who just been eliminated, hopefully they will get signed back up. We will see them back in Season 1. And even for those teams who are winning, they are more than welcome to get signed up, as well as you fine folks out there in beautiful chat land. But enough of Season 1. We don't care about Season 1 right now because we got Season 0 playoff action on the way. It is a Muffin Man, it is EV Sparkle, and it is Butter96 with a quick start from midfield. Look at the shot placement, upper left-hand corner. Beautifully done. It takes just 5 seconds to get the scoring going. And that is a quick start for the Muffin Men, exactly what they were hoping for. For the side of Muffin Men, rounding out the rest of the team with Butter, we have Chilton and JLPV. For the side of EV Sparkle, Tiger White, the Pedro, and Rift. It's a demo happening in front of the net. Chilton, beautifully done, being able to pick up that save even through the smoke. Rift gonna send that one back down. PV slow playing a little bit, and that slow play will cost him his life as he gets absolutely removed from the pitch. Demos coming through for the side of EV Sparkle. They are not one to shy away from any physicality and looking to always find that extra opening, be able to throw you off your spot and give themselves an easier shot. So we've already seen early here in this first game, multiple demos across the board. Rift gonna send this one down mid. Doesn't have any teammate relief, just kind of throwing this one towards the corner, trying to keep that offensive pressure going as both teammates were sitting out towards mid. That one just a little bit wide. It goes off the bottom corner and the transition back down the other way. Tiger not able to get the angle, ends up sending it to the corner. Chilton gets dunked out by Tiger as the pressure being put on by Sparkle, but PV somehow finds a way to get it through all three members, gets it down to the far corner. Clears it out for Muffin Men, being able to get some boost. Give themselves a little bit of a reset as Chilton off the back wall. Send this ball into the corner. We see both teams just rotating on through as Pedro tried to get it across. Not able to get that one down to a teammate, but back on the attack is Sparkle, refusing to leave this corner. They just continue to test it out, see if Muffin Men make a mistake, or if one of the times they're able to rotate through and pick up a demo. But one quick pass out to Chilton, picked up the mid boost, and a quick redirect doink. Clears it all the way down. JLPV going for that angle, wasn't able to find it. Ended up just pancaking it there against that sidewall, but the pass comes right back out to JLPV with that dominance, able to send it top shelf over the defender as the 50 just goes right to him with Tiger and Butter taking advantage of it. Again, you've seen the differences you've been with the 2v2 matches. Unfortunately for EV Sparkle, even that third person in the net, not able to get the save as we're seeing the pace of play and the differences between those matches. The rotations coming through incredibly quick. Nice little doink. That one's going to be saved to Tiger. Can't get the first one, goes for the double, goes for the triple, ends up being a pass, and no one's able to finish it off. Rift picking up the demo, gets the back pass out to Pedro. Not sure that touch was intentional on the ball, but Sparkle continuing the attack. Pedro getting up, Tiger gets a missed input, ends up rolling to the side, can take out his aggression. Back on JLPV, picking up that demos. We're down under 2 minutes. EV Sparkle has spent a ton of time here on the attack, but have no goals to show for it quite yet here in this first game. Again, being playoffs, it is a best of 7, so this game 1 is not an is-all, end-all. As some people would like to say, game 1 doesn't even mean anything. The most certainly sets the tone for the rest of the series. So we're seeing EV Sparkle getting a ton of bumps, a ton of demos, but haven't quite been able to execute on it as Chilton gets that one redirected, but goes just a little bit wide. It's Tiger. Joining that one down to Rift. It was caught in between a bump and getting that pass. Will be Pedro who gets the demo, but Chilton already on the attack, already getting it down to the back wall. Pass up to Pedro, gets the first touch, doesn't have the space or the boost to get the second touch. Instead, just leaves it there for Tiger, who slots it near post, and EV Sparkle get themselves their first goal here of game number 1 and cut the lead at half. Pedro asking for a new lobby after this game. Absolutely can get that one done. Might be having a little bit of ping issues. See if a new lobby does help them out for sure, but still 30 seconds left here in game number 1. Pass out to Pedro. Not able to get that one on point. It's a little bit wide. JLPV was there regardless. Rift tried to drop that one down into his own corner, unable to do so. JLPV picking up a demo as Muffin Men giving a little bit of EV Sparkle's own medicine right back to him. It's Tiger trying to get something going here in the waning seconds. That one's going to be 50 underneath. JLPV gets there just in time, gets the ball cleared out, and Muffin Men take game number 1, 2-1. Being able, and it looks like Pedro was up in that 90 ping mark. Definitely something that can be an issue, just throwing you off ever so slightly. So hopefully new lobby does help fix that. It did look like everyone else was fine, but if one person has that bad route, and especially in a 3v3, you're talking about the difference between the 2v2 and 3v3, having that third person rotate too especially if you're the striker waiting on that pass, or you're the third person trying to figure out what's going on and what's jostling in front of the net or in the corner, and being able to read that can very, very easily disrupt and not make you believe and trust what you're seeing. That slight hesitation in such the pace of a play and pace of the game that is 3v3 very, very easily can mess up your rotation, give up a free and easy goal that otherwise you would have likely been there, been able to challenge, pick up a save, or even get that shot and get that attack going. So hopefully this new lobby does fix whatever issues they were having as we head into game number 2. And I always want to have that competitive integrity, always want to keep that going. But Sparkle, they were absolutely getting those demos and being incredibly physical and bump and demo oriented. Didn't end up getting any goals from that. They did get a ton of pressure, but unfortunately for them, the double-edged sword really showed up for that bump and demo play style. If you don't get those goals, if you don't get a ton of pressure and be able to get back on it, you're susceptible for a quick transition play, for a quick offensive play back down the other way, and that's what you saw Muffin Men do and take advantage of it. And we'll see if Sparkle is able to get those demos at a crucial moment, get those shots on point and on time with that first person rotating through, clearing out the net, and giving way for whoever is following up the play for the side of Sparkle. We're just waiting on the teams to join back up here for game number 2. Once they do join back up, we will head down again. Best of 7. Muffin Men did take game 1 2-1, but an incredibly close match. Can very easily, as we saw from the last series, for those of you who are here with us, there were 2 overtime games. One of them. Sorry, just read chat. One of them, those 2 overtime games, ball bounces one way, even though it's a sweep, one ball bounces one way, definitely can change the outcome. And as long as Sparkle stays within reach and stays within that one goal, the way that their play style is, it's so volatile, you never know when something can happen, and just disrupting the rotation of Muffin Men, let alone opening up the net and giving yourself a free shot. See how that plays out here in game number 2 as we are all back in. And it does look like the Pedro's ping is down 30. So hopefully working out for him, and he did appreciate it and said there's having some internet issues. So hopefully those are resolved. Hopefully those are fixed. And you know, you never want to have or be the cause of a game going one way from internet issues and server issues. It's part of the game, but as much as we can mitigate it, we would love to do so. So hopefully that is working out for him. Hopefully all is well on that side, and EV Sparkle can trust what they're seeing and get back together in their full and true play style here. As Muffin Men, they are going to hold absolutely nothing back, regardless of what's going on. This is a demo right in front of the net. That demo happened onto a Muffin Men player. JLPV going up for the double touch, not able to do so. It's a tactical feat. It's Chilton shoots that shot wide. Hey, what's going on, Peak? Pedro on that back wall, going to send it down to the corner. A strong bounce, a little bit of misread there from Chilton, allows a clear from Rift. Gets the pass all the way across, and nobody was going to be able to catch up to that. Would have had to been a free jump of all free jumps to expect that one. As Tiger gets a cut on point, getting that shot, but it was saved. Into the corner, EV Sparkle again. Game number one had a ton of pressure. They spent the vast majority of the game on the attack, on the press, just weren't quite able to get any scores from it. Demo happening on the backside. That was onto Tiger. Chilton going to go for a dribble, gets that additional touch, going for the bump as well, does get it, but it happens after Rift had already gotten the touch, picked up that save. Is Tiger going to pick this one up in the corner, plays the low 50, passing it out to Rift, but Rift didn't have the momentum to be able to get to the ball, was sitting back and waiting, assessing what was going to go on. Ends up being a 50, and Muffin Men continue their attack here as we have hit halftime here of game number 2. Still knotted up at 0-0. JLPV able to get into the corner, but doesn't get the strongest of touches. Chilton ends up just sending it straight down. I think he was trying to clear that one right to a teammate, but unfortunately for him, a Sparkle player was right there. Now Sparkle's back on the attack as Rift gets a strong touch up around the corner. The Pedro at midfield, keeping the attack going, looking for some boost, but you see everybody from Sparkle having to retreat, and it's a little bit different play than what we saw from them in game number 1. It's Tiger. This one's going to waterfall down, doesn't have any boost to stay on it. Instead, it's just going to get locked up in a semi-roll. And Chilton gets this goal. I'm confused of what just transpired here. I didn't realize that Rift was backwards there. I think Rift was expecting Pedro to get that touch, and after it went on by, just bounced right over the top of his head. Didn't have the time to get in reverse and get back up to an unfortunate position for him, and a great placement by Chilton to send it to that near post and behind that last defender. As Muffin Men get the first goal again here of this game. A demo happening right at midfield. Goes on to Rift, who respawns and instantly has to get up and get that save. As Tiger going to pick this up from the corner. Spots Pedro out towards mid. And instead it's going to be Chilton who passes out to him. A couple of players miss. The net is open for the time being, but just a little bit too far. It was Pedro. Oh my goodness, what a cut. And then the bump happens. What a play from EV Sparkle. In all of the chaos, they will thrive. The Pedro had an open net, misses the shot, gets back to mid, able to get that cut towards the net, and the bump in front of the net, securing it, making sure no one is able to get the save. And EV Sparkle, what a chaotic, beautiful play. JLPV and the Pedro end up 50 in that ball all the way down to the pitch. Tiger doesn't quite get up to it in time, ends up sending it back a little bit, putting Rift on an island. A great challenge by him, able to get it straight up to the ceiling, making it awkward for Muffinman to get to that ball and get any sort of offensive attack going. Instead, it's going to be Chilton. Pass it across to JLPV, who goes up for the... No, it's going to be a pass back down to Chilton. Beautifully read by Tiger. Camera had to be straight up to the sky and still reading the pass instead of the shot, intercepting it, keeping it going, and the ball just falling down in front of the net. Evie Sparkle seeing blood in the water, going for that kill shot and just couldn't find enough power on the Muffinman, doing just enough to keep the ball out, and without the momentum, Evie Sparkle not finding the goal. We head to overtime as JLPV just starting to run through everybody with those 50s, but no harm, no foul. Goal does not happen. Sparkle able to clear it out. Shot just high. Coming out for Evie Sparkle. JLPV. And a 50, that one all the way across. That's a dangerous touch by Tiger. But a double commit from Muffinman will alleviate a lot of the pressure that was handed over to Muffinman. Sparkle looking to clear it out with a pinch, and a follow-up shot not going to happen. It's a bounce just a little bit too high. Tiger with a snapshot. Oh, but just catching enough of it off of that corner. Make sure that one didn't go on a pass back out to Pedro. A team bump happening in front of the net for Muffinman. They are scrambling, trying to get this ball cleared out. Going to pick up a demo, but ball still on their half. Rift can't quite get over there, going off the ceiling. Chilton going for a dunk. Instead, it's a pass back to Rift. Can't get up to that one in time, but look at all the pressure Sparkle continues to generate. Oh, but a quick miss, and then a back pass works out for Muffinman. Not sure if it was intentional to pan out that way or not, but pan out that way it did, and in their favor. And then a pass across with that pinch. Nobody going to dive on it for Muffinman, making sure that they don't make a mistake. They do not want to give up anything free. You see JLPV was playing incredibly passive there, as third man probably could have beaten the Sparkle player to the ball, but instead just playing defense, buying time for his teammates to get back. And oh, PV just a little bit thin on that shot. We're seeing opportunities for both teams, but neither one able to be just quite perfect enough to be able to get that one into the net. And part of that stems from the pressure and from the defense that we're seeing from both squads. You feel like you have to be perfect. You've had opportunities, but it just hasn't panned out because the defense and the pressure and the 50s are so incredibly on point for both squads that trying to be perfect is just going to miss it ever so slightly. But then a mistake happens here as Butta going for that clear into the corner. A slight misread on the pace of that ball ends up bouncing off the wall off of him, and that turns into a free and clear open net for Rift to tie us up at 1 apiece here in this series. And it looks like Pedro is having some more issues. Ended up just, his Rocket League just crashed. Yeah, Peak, we got it. Thank you. Yep, there he lost connection. So we will wait on Pedro to get back. But, you know, looking at the shot totals for Evie Sparkle, you know, it didn't pick up Pedro's shots before he ended up disconnecting from the server. But just Rift and Tiger, 9 shots for Muffinman. All 3 of them combined is 10 shots. And Pedro was right there in the middle. So definitely a much higher offensive attack and shot count for the side of Sparkle, and all coming from that pressure. You know, for Muffinman, they weren't quite able to break out of their half quite as well and get the ball cleared up over the top as we saw in game number 1. And part of that was, it looked like Sparkle tempered their demos just ever so slightly. They were still demoing, they were still bumping. It just wasn't necessarily every single play and multiple people diving for that, which again, it's a double-edged sword. If you get those bumps, you get those demos, you're able to clear out the net, and the shot immediately follows. It's free and clear. It's an open net. Just put it on point, and it's a goal. But if you don't get that, you're just making yourself susceptible for that transitional play, for that booming clear, and you're rushing to get back. And if you're not able to get there in time, then it's a relatively easy goal for your opposition. So I like what EV Sparkle did there in game number 2, tempering that the demo plays ever so slightly, but still keeping it in the back of the mind of Muffin Men. If a Sparkle player is driving at a Muffin Men player, you have to believe that they full well believe that they are going to get demoed, they're going to get bumped, something's going to happen. If they move off their spot, if they jump that little bit, you as a Sparkle player can just drive away, get yourself back into position, and you're good to go. So it's the groundwork and what you can do in a full series, not just necessarily, you know, the micro macro difference between game and versus the entire series. So I'm super interested to see if they go back to the demo ways, if they continue to temper them a little bit, or what will happen. For Muffin Men, you know, they're gonna have to figure out a way to break through this pressure of EV Sparkle. It might just happen when you play in 2v2 in a Rule 1, but it will not, as Tiger instantly gets this one as Pedro, a beautiful pass just in front of the defender, could not catch up to that, and well done by Tiger to keep it in front, get by that defender, and get the first goal. Tiger, we keep this one out towards mid, pop it up, looking for a teammate. It's going to be Butta. It's the first one to it, however, is Tiger getting called off by Pedro, going to go for a quick redirect. It goes in front of the net, but it's only 3 Muffin Men players sitting in front, able to clear that one out, get it out towards mid. Chilton gets it over Tiger, gets eliminated for it as Pedro. And send it right back and forth, up and down this pitch we go. So Rift gonna send this one off the back wall. It's a dangerous position for Muffin Men as Tiger is going to be the first one to it. Pedro nicely done, just leaving the ball there for Rift, and Tiger absolutely zero hesitation, had the read from the get-go and slams that one home for the second goal. Just under 3 minutes left to go. Gonna send that one to the corners. JLPV gets a couple of touches, didn't necessarily want that second touch. They're gonna play with it here as it gets cleared on out, attempting to get this transition play back once again as JLPV gets it over the top of one, over to Chilton. The pass goes hard off the back wall, but Tiger gonna be the first one there. JLPV, that's a dangerous touch, ends up going to his own back wall. A couple of misreads by player of each team. The transition play, Muffin Men, you see how they want to do it. The incredibly quick up and down the pitch, getting these shots on point. But that's just the matter, is getting them on point. As they're getting them by typically at least 2 players of Sparkle. It's getting it by the third, as well as getting it to the net, not necessarily to the back wall. EV Sparkle's doing a fantastic job of getting back on defense and not allowing their third man to just sit on an island, have to make multiple plays. They know they're just able to attack. They're able to be that aggressor as they have the relief sitting behind them ready to go, and now the relief is on the attack as Pedro gets a nice pass out to Rift. Doesn't get the cleanest of touches, but leaves it back for Tiger, saying it off of the back wall. Nobody there for the shot as Pedro did get demoed. Come all the way back from his own corner, gets it by 1, but not the second. JLPV over to Chilton. The shot is a little thin. 2 members of Sparkle is there. Make it 1 member Sparkle is there as Butta gets the demo on the other. PV and Chilton, oh, the double commit coming through. Some miscommunication coming out from Muffin Men as they remain blanked here in game number 3. Just 60 seconds left to go. Chilton Nice job getting that one onto his own back wall, making sure no shot was to be. JLPV not able to get the first touch off the wall. Instead, it's going to be Pedro getting it to the corner, getting the pass out. It goes off of a Muffin Man player, and Tiger White just rolling this one towards net with some interference. Pedro diving in front. Chilton not sure if he's going to get the redirect. His position for that redirect shot, and it just never came through. And that put him in the wrong position for the save from the touch off of Tiger. 3-0 now for Sparkle, for Muffin Man. Just getting one goal here, breaking the seal, figuring out what the difference is that Sparkle has been able to do in between games 2 and 3. 3-0 lead in 10 seconds, most assuredly. We'll move up 2-1 in this series. Pedro is going to send this one hard off the corner. Might get one more for the road. A nice save from Butta. Chilton sending it up. Tiger White with that hat trick. Says, why not? One more. Ends up pitching a little too hard off the corner. Goes all the way across. Ball will die in that far corner. And EV Sparkle do indeed take game number 3 and move themselves to 2-1 in this series. And again, the offense is just for EV Sparkle, 5 shots. For Muffin Man, 1. There was one singular shot on net for Muffin Man in that game, and it came from Chilton, and it was saved by Rift. Muffin Men need to figure out a way. Yeah, oh, sorry. I was just reading chat. Muffin Men just need to find a way to break out of their own half and get some offense rolling. And, you know, we see their transition when they get out and they're able to move and get those passes to one another. They're there for the redirects. They're there for those shots. They've been a little bit thin, but for the most part, they're at least putting it relatively close and forcing EV Sparkle to get back. What I'd like them to do just a little bit closer on those passes, as a lot of them are getting intercepted at midfield. And Sparkle is just able to sit on that boost, get those interceptions, continue their pressure, and they don't have to play defense if they're just constantly sitting on Muffin Man's half of the field. As that one from JLPV just goes a little bit high. Rift getting this one down. JLPV to Butta, back to JLPV, going for that shot. It's a little bit too high, allowed it to Pedro to get the 50. Rift going to send that one down. This Tiger now shot going to be a little bit thin. Everybody misses. It bounces out, and EV Sparkle have an opportunity to hold it. Bumps, the demos are coming through, but JLPV fights through the bump, able to pick up the save, and Sparkle looked like they were going to get their first demo goal of this series. Was not to be, as Muffin Man. Again, they're expecting it, they're ready for it, they're fighting through it. As this one goes around the corner, Butta trying to get the pass out towards mid. It ends up just rolling out there. Chilton gets the shot on point. Rift there for the save yet again, but we're seeing much better offense here from Muffin Man. JLPV with the fake, and it's going to be Chilton who slams this one home, and Muffin Man get their first goal of 2 games. Beautifully done there. The fake coming through, divert your eyes, a little bit of bait and switch, as Chilton just came flying in, beats everybody from Sparkle to that ball, putting it center net, giving them their first goal. Going up in this game, still plenty of time left to go, however. Pedro dropping this one down, Butta getting the first one to it. JLPV rotating on through his Butta, throws that one just a smidge wide, getting it by everybody, but again, not quite on point, and has kind of been the Achilles heel for Muffin when they do get the opportunities. Not forcing Evie Sparkle to have to really play defense, have to play at the net with the potential to make a mistake, be it a miss, be it a missed touch, be it getting demoed. Rift dropping this one down, and JLPV is going to be the first one there. As Chilton throws it into the corner, Rift trying to get it back into the corner. Instead, it was just a drop down in front of his net, and JLPV diving on that, zero hesitation, and gets goal number 2. Chilton trying to send this one back. Oh, JLPV didn't have the boost, wanted to go up for that redirect, unable to do so, only with 12 in the tank. Instead, now it's going to be Chilton getting it down the pitch, getting it by 2 members, going for the third, cannot getting it by the Pedro, but a miss by Pedro. Tiger getting bumped. JLPV and Muffin Men there continue to apply the pressure. Does get cleared out by a Rift. Ever so patient, but Chilton has that no chill here. Quickly attacks, booms it on down. Up and down the pitch. We continue here as we're not seeing the pressure from Sparkle that we've seen in the last 2 games. Muffin been able to break it out and at the very least get it all the way down to the Sparkle corners. Keeping this pace of play rapid. Keeping their momentum up, not getting stuck in net, not getting stuck in the corner, not getting demoed, and getting these opportunities. Chilton went for a doink there, does get blocked out. Now all 3 cars from Muffin are in the same half, trying to get that one across was Rift, but a little bit too far for Tiger to stretch out to. Golden opportunity for Sparkle, just didn't quite pan out for him. Rift completely out of boost, gets it by 1, gets it by the second, almost got it by the third, with 0 in the tank. Doing everything that he could in the final 60 seconds, trying to get Sparkle back into this game. Chilton, another booming clear, and that's, again, I'm calling the question, what has changed here for Sparkle? Those booming clears, those long passes. Evie Sparkle had boost, but just no one there to sit and wait. Be able to keep the ball at least at midfield. Final 30 seconds. Still a 2-0 lead for Muffin Men. Sparkle trying to get something here and then potentially a kickoff goal to send us into yet another overtime. Rift getting that one by everybody. Butta into the corner, picks up the corner boost, gets the touch out off that wall, keeping it awkward for Sparkle to get anything towards the net as JLPV and Butta combine for a pinch, and Muffin Men gonna come back here in game number 4 and tie our series back up at 2 apiece. Ooh, and again, looking for the long haul as Pedro looks like he's having some more internet issues. Hopefully that is just him alt-tabbing out, as it very easily can show as such as being an alt-tab and not having more internet issues. But again, it's all about, with these 2 teams, it's all about the volume of their offense. Usually in direct comparison to their opposition. Typically you'll see teams that'll have 2-3 shots more. They'll both have 10 shots to 7 shots or 6 to 4. And it's a defense that's stepping up. Not these teams. It is all about their volume compared to their opposition. We've seen 4 shots to 1. That one was 7 shots to 2 in favor of Muffin Men. And yes, a few of them were saved. Yes, a couple of them were off point. But when you scored 2 goals and only giving up 2 shots, as long as your defense is not hasn't completely disappeared, you're setting yourself up for success. And it's all about that pressure. It's all about getting those boost deals. And it looked like Sparkle backed off just ever so slightly. They're in game number 4, and Muffin Men were able to take advantage of it. They're able to clear it over the top and get multiple shots on point. See if they're able to do it here in game number 5. Yeah, JLPV able to get that one over to Butta. And without any boost, cannot follow it up. JLPV again, these booming clears. Sent back by Pedro, missed by Chilton. Could be an opportunity here for Sparkle as Butta throws it off the back wall. Tiger quickly up. Able to keep it down for the time being. Pedro, that one's going to be a little high, but Tiger is there for the shot. It wasn't a shot at all. It was just a pass over to Tiger. The Pedro knew exactly what he was doing. Beautifully done. And Tiger, look at the aggression. 2 members of Muffin Men behind him as he is taking that shot. What a quick turn. Able to get all the way over, cause chaos by the corner boost. And getting it, being the beneficiary of that pass. But now danger in front of the Sparkle. It's going to be JLPV who takes advantage of it and says, you know what? How about we tie this right back up? As a bump onto Rift gets the ball across the net. Rift cannot get back and recover in time as JLPV is there to send it right off of his nose and on in. And we are all knotted up at 1. But throwing this into the back wall to be cleared out by the Pedro. And as these two teams continue to go back and forth, does not look like either one is really getting a major advantage off of one another. And we expect, again, you look at the records, they're both 4-1. You look at their seedings, they're number 4 and number 5. Fully expect this to go all the way to game 7. Potentially more overtime games, but now a nice bump by Tiger onto JLPV. Gets back from the corner, able to get that shot on point as well. And Sparkle gets us back up 1. And again, for those of you who have been around, or for those of you who have just joined us, be sure if you see a play that is worthy of being our play of the night, be sure to clip it and tag LOS Champs out on Twitter with that. The winner will be awarded 1,000 credits. So be sure to get those plays clipped and submitted for the, especially for the team that you are rooting for. Tiger gonna drop this one. Oh my goodness, Rift just got ripped to another Rift. That one got bumped all the way across. As we now apparently we now have a new 1,000 credit giveaway going on. Be sure to type ! giveaway for those of you in chat. There's 1,000 credit going on immediately. Anyone can win in chat. Be sure to use ! giveaway. And you know what? As I am here, I'm gonna go ahead and enter myself as well as that ball tries to enter into the goal. It does everything but it. So it bounces off that bottom corner. JLPV over to Chilton, not able to get that one through as Pedro reading the beautiful pass. And gets an even better one. The Pedro reads the pass happening right in front of him, gets the pass off the sidewall, and Tiger is there to send it on home. EV Sparkle now up 2 here in game number 5. Able to fight their way back. It's JLPV throwing this one towards net. Chilton trying to 50 Rift. It's going to be Tiger who redirects it out to Rift towards mid. Just couldn't quite get to that ball in time to get it on point. Going to be sent around. Now it's a 3v2 scenario, and Tiger does not care. Gets over the top of everybody. Oh my goodness, what a doink. Sitting in front of the net. Chilton is able to get there before Rift gets a shot on point, but Tiger just absolutely getting it by everybody on the Muffin men's side, who are now scrambling back on defense. As Rift gonna drop that 50 straight down. Pedro not able to get to it. A cut from Tiger, and an awkward position on the back wall allows Rift to get to this as Tiger and Butta was just unfortunately the wrong way there on the side of the net on that back wall. Could not get up to it in time, and Rift flies in and gives EV Sparkle a 3-goal advantage now with just under 60 seconds. Oh, they are getting robbed by the post. They're having these opportunities and just can't find a way to finish it. You gotta believe they want that one back for sure. As a Pedro gets the double and says, listen, you had your opportunity down the other side, Muffin Man. How about I just set myself up here, dropping it down. Beautifully done, was so close to that back wall and still had no problem reading it. Everybody on the board for a goal on the side of EV Sparkle. And Musa, you're ineligible. As Rift and Sparkle putting on the pressure once again off that kickoff. Now 5-1 going. Oh. To take game number 5 here. Yes, I can do math. We're in game number 5 and putting themselves just one game away from taking the series as they put on an offensive clinic. Again, Tiger being able to pick up that hat trick and then facilitate as well, picking up 2 more assists. 1 assist for each of the 2 players, both Pedro and Rift. Meanwhile, Pedro and Rift getting all 3 assists for Tiger. Now, when you have those 5 goals on those 5 assists, it is absolutely fantastic. And you know, again, I was talking about the shot totals. There were five shots on the side of Muffin Men, while EV Sparkle had 10, so they're doubling up those amount of shots. And you know, it's all about that volume, but they're also facilitating each other incredibly well. And we saw that nice pass off the side while we're seeing getting around the corner. We're dropping it right in front of the net for the side of EV Sparkle, and you know, for the side of Muffin Men. And again, it's all about the pressure and being able to break out of it. If they can make sure that Sparkle doesn't get in those clean touches at midfield, they're not able to send it to the corner and set each other up, passing it hard off that back wall, making it awkward for that first or second defender, and then when the scramble ensues, just have more players to throw at the net. Muffin Men is more than capable of being able to take this series. It's just about stringing it together as they are now on their last life. It is all about throwing all caution to the wind, everything out on the pitch. See if they're able to come back here in game number 6 as Sparkle up 3-2, need just 1 more game. It's that pass right in front of the net. Hey, what's going on, Pyro? Tiger not able to get that touch. It's going to be the Pedro getting it back into the corner, leaving it there for Rift. It does get 50'd by JLPV. It's Chilton sending it all the way across. Great communication from EV Sparkle. You see multiple players in the path of the ball, but sitting and waiting, letting it go by. Last person able to get it. Rift sending it all the way down to the corner, gets the 50 win against Butta. That's going to just be a dangerous position for Muffin Men. Camera straight to the sky, ball dropping down in front. Able to avoid any shots on net, however, as JLPV tries to send this one up to Butta and just absolutely zips it by him. No chance to be able to catch up to that, but Muffin Men, I like this possession. I like their momentum that they've been able to keep. They've not allowing Sparkle to just tighten down those ratchet straps, keep the ball on their half the entire time. JLPV gets it to the back wheel, does have boost for that second touch and will do so. And Chilton was already up. Some miscommunication, that double commit is going to allow Sparkle to break out, send it on back, but up and down the pitch. And again, this has to benefit Muffin, man. Oh, Chilton. Oh, my heart stopped for Muffin, man, as Chilton gets denied by that bottom corner once again. JLPV throws it wide. It was an intentional pass. I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt. There were two people right in front of his face. He had to get it all the way across, but Chilton is there for the redirect and almost sent it too far again. That bottom left corner for Muffin, man, has just absolutely been brutal. But they're up 1, 2 minutes here in game number 6. Tiger trying to throw this one high on point. Has all three members of Muffin members sitting there in net. Is able to secure that mid boost. Chilton still on the attack. Tiger sitting back and waiting. Chilton does not have any boost. A 50 win. That was on point. A little bit of a team bump onto Butta, but does not deter. Still stays on top of Chilton, trying to get the read quickly off of that back wall. See their willingness to just throw their vehicles at that ball, trying to get anything incredibly quick, not let Eevee Sparkle set anything up as Rift goes up, does get it well done by Rift to spot that a member of the Muffin Men was up for that 50 and just goes 5-hole to clear it out, but Rift not able to get that touch. The net is open and Butta able to secure the open net goal as Rift was expecting. I've been saying Butta, it might be Buddha. I don't know. Regardless, it was an open net and Muffin Men able to go up 2-0. Eevee not able to get to that though, and Rift don't count out Sparkle just yet. Pedro trying to throw this one up, and JLPV was not expecting that touch. No, it might be Buddha. Now that I'm looking at it, it might be Buddha. I might have. My bad. My bad. It's been a long night. It's been a long day. We're gonna go with Buddha, but it's not expecting that touch from Buddha. And that one ends up going in Sparkle's favor. That one's going to go hard off the back wall. Both Buddha and Pedro are up. It's sent into the corner. Pedro with the boost steal, but still plenty in the tank for Buddha and JLPV. Chilton just completely out, but was on top of the ball, had the momentum, and up and down the pitch they go. Muffin Men trying to be slightly passive in their play. Make sure they don't make any mistakes. As double commit coming out from Sparkle. Rift trying to get on top of it. Buddha will win the 50, get it all the way down. And a flick! My goodness, that dominance just absolutely looked like a hand. Just grabbing the ball and throwing it towards the net. Final 10 seconds. JLPV not able to get that touch. Buddha with another 50 win. It's Pedro keeping it away from the Muffin Men, and that will do it for game number 6. And ladies and gentlemen, of course, these two teams are going to game number 7. Number 4 seed, number 5 seed, both with the 4-1 record. We've been back and forth within the games. We've been back and forth the entire series and heading to that game 7. You know, and an incredibly even stat line. It's been, thus far, it's been about that shot differential. It's been about the volume of the offense that the teams have been able to generate. And that one, 5 shots to 5 shots, 3 saves to 3 saves, but 2 goals to 1. The difference is that one shot that's unaccounted for Eevee Sparkle. They had 5 shots, 3 of them were saved, 1 of them went in. Muffin Men, 5 shots, 3 of them were saved, 2 of them went in. And you know, that efficiency, it's very, very tough to really say, okay, 1 shot was the difference in the game, but you know, looking at it just statistically, that was the difference. They've been on point for the most part but they've also had the volume, have Sparkle to be able to pick up the wins. And says Buddha. Change it and do a little bit of capitalization there. I got you, Buddha. Oh shoot! This is why I'm not allowed to have nice things. We'll see how game number 7 plays out. Again, a lot of it, I think, just comes down to what is the style of the game? How is the ball being played? Who is able to win those 50s and dictate that pace? You know, Sparkle, they just want to apply the pressure. They want to consistently be down on the Muffin Men side. They do not want to play defense. They may not get a goal from it, but if they can spend 45 plus seconds on that half, eventually they're going to strangulate, and even if the ball gets cleared, they'll go right back down and continue to apply that pressure and not even allow Muffin Men to get shots. If the ball continuously moves up and down the pitch, if it is able to keep that pace of play, your cars are constantly moving, constantly rotating through, that benefits Muffin Men. They're not going to be able to just be stuck on their own half. They're able to get a few shots like that one from Buddha. Holy postage stamp, upper right hand corner. Look at the angle and the placement. My goodness, and you know, it's 72 mile an hour as well. Woo! That dominant power on the cut. Muffin Men strike first in game 7. Buddha able to win that 50. Tiger's going to be the first one to it. Pedro going for the doink, gets demoed. Rift trying to power it through, cannot. Just continues to sit in front of the net, but Tiger going to be the first one to it. Gets a pass out towards Chilton, and Chilton and Pedro both going for that. Ends up 50ing to the corner. Buddha out of boost, faking out, getting it by 1, but now the pass out to Rift, and oh, I did not see the defender in the net for Muffin Men. I thought it was an open net. I was about to question where the third person was, and in net, ready to defend was a question, avoiding the demo. Beautifully done. But we're seeing EV Sparkle start to play and start to get this game towards the way they want to. Ball not really crossing midfield. Now it does. It's Tiger slow playing it just a little bit. JLPV quickly attacking, getting to 50, getting the ball in front of the net. Buddha gonna go for the shot. Rift there for the save. Chilton with the follow-up. That one's going to go hard off that wall. Back to JLPV. Shot on point. 4 cars in the air. Ends up saving it to the corner. Back and forth, east and west. We go on the EV Sparkle half. But it is Tiger and Rift who clear it out. Rift with a shot. It's going to sneak it just underneath the defender inside the near post. And Rift ties it up for EV Sparkle. Great placement yet again from these teams. Talked about efficiency in between the last games. I care not about efficiency because they're on point with their placement and efficiency here in game number 7. Knotted up at 1 apiece. A double coming out from Sparkle. But Buddha was not able to get there to take advantage. That one's going to go hard off the back wall. Chilton gets it over the top of 1. Tiger with the geometry going to put it on point. Buddha there for the save. Playing the 50 on to Tiger, and is now sitting and waiting for that mid boost. It did spawn, allows him to get a shot on point as Rift. Gonna 50 that one straight into the sky. Oh my goodness, JLPV with the shot. What a read off of the ceiling. That ball just dropped straight down to him, and again a 73 mile an hour. These shots are coming in hot from both of these teams. Just get out of the way. It may carry your car on into the net if you even attempt to save it. The ball may pick up a demo as fast as that is moving. And that one's going to go in. Was this going to go in before it got touched by a Muffin Men? The Pedro and Rift were both there. It was not. Rift might have had the redirect off of that post, but that one was going to be wide. As Muffin Men end up giving a goal over to EV Sparkle, and that ties the game up to 2 apiece. Coming down to the final 60 seconds. Chilton, see the ankle? No, I cannot find it. Can't get quite enough on it to be able to go into the net and across that near side post. JLPV sends it across. Chilton and Buddha end up running into each other. Buddha's going to turn on that, take a shot, as did Chilton. Some miscommunication coming up between the two, but Chilton is going to go ahead and pick up a demo onto a Sparkle player. Buddha with another shot. That one's going to be defended well. Tiger doesn't get the touch. Chilton keeping on the pressure. The Rift will be able to get it out. Doesn't have any boost. Missed the mid boost as well. The shot just being put on point by JLPV is the Pedro. Able, oh, what a pinch. Able to at least throw a far side. That pinched all the way across. JLPV has double lined up. Just couldn't quite get far enough over to be able to get the shot. As a, oh no. Oh no. Just too much momentum as Tiger puts this on point, and you hear the boost and the instant regret. 99% of the time you're boosting as you jump, and just too much momentum there. Ended up going by the ball. It was 16 seconds left. Sparkle. And again, this is why we always say put the ball on net and good things happen. Tiger putting the ball on net and good things happening for them. JLPV able to save that one. Final 3 seconds. Muffin Men need a goal here. It will not happen. It falls right in front. And that will be EV Sparkle taking game number 7 and taking the series 4-3. Congratulations to EV Sparkle. Woo! What a series between these two teams. What an absolute knockdown, drag-out fight, as both of them dragging it all the way to the end. Game number 7, and with 15 seconds on the clock, the go-ahead goal. And you know, it's so heartbreaking for Muffin Men. You gotta feel like they just want to redo that last minute. And the shot, it's so close. You cannot blame them for going for the save. Unfortunately, it went off the car and in as an own goal. And then the shot that's just put on point, and a little bit too much momentum on that rotation to the ball, ended up going by it. 99 out of 100 times makes that save. Just unfortunate that this one didn't happen. And for EV Sparkle, you can't take anything away from them. Yes, the 2 goals, they weren't the flashiest. The first 3 goals we had in the game, the 2 by Muffin and the first one from Sparkle, were absolutely fantastic goals. But you can't take away anything from them. They absolutely fought tooth and nail the entire way through, ended up continuing to pepper the net, put the shots on point, and forced the hand of Muffin. And you have to make those saves. They just weren't able to, and Sparkle comes out on top. It does look like we are going to have an interview, as well as we have ourselves none other than Mr. Jay Phelps coming in for an interview here for EV Sparkle. What's going on, Jay Phelps? How you doing tonight after that EV Sparkle victory?
Stellar, I would say. Take it the distance. Why not? It's good for the fans, like I was telling them.
No doubt, good for the fans indeed. Obviously, yes, it went to 7 games. It was back and forth the whole way. What was the difference to be able to between the two teams that where it kept going back? Were there adjustments that both teams are making throughout, or is it just how the ball was bouncing?
I think a little bit of it was dependent upon who had boost. We were boost starved a few times. I like that last game. I really struggled with it, but the other guys stepped up and were able to fill in the gaps. But I think it was just a lot of back and forth. They were a solid team all around, so I think that's part of why it was that way.
Now, in game number 1, it felt like there was a vendetta. No joke, I think there were no less than 20 demos in game number 1. However, that seemed to calm down in the later games. What was game one, that was a Muffin Men victory. And then game two, there are 3 or 4 demos, and you guys were able to pick up that win. Was that a cognizant change of, hey, maybe we're going a little bit too heavy and we're leaving ourselves susceptible to that transition? Or is that just how the game was playing out in game one?
No, I think game one, like the first 3 minutes of game one, was just us getting settled in, and then the last 2 minutes we really felt like we were settled, and then that's why I think we went into game two a lot more cohesive.
Now, it seemed like as the series progressed, a lot of it was pressure. Who was able to put on the most pressure? We were seeing 5 shots versus 1 shot. We were seeing 10 shots versus 3 shots. Was that a game plan for you guys going into it? Was that, hey, their shots and their offense is fantastic, we need to make sure that we don't have to play defense? Or is that just you guys as Sparkle of, listen, we're going to be oppressive and we're going to make you sit on your half and not even play the game?
Yep, the latter. I mean, we know from playing together that if we sit back and wait, that's when they're gonna be on the attack and they're gonna have the advantage. And of course, if you get back in your half, if they force you back in your half and then they end up boost starving you, then you're just making poor clears. So we found that if you can just stay pressuring the other team and keep them kind of over on their half and have tight rotations, then it just really keeps you on solid footing.
Awesome. Well, hey, appreciate the time here. Congratulations on that hard-fought victory. We saw overtime. We saw Game 7, but again, you guys were able to pull through, moving on to the semifinals here in Season 0 LOS Champs playoffs. However, before you go, man, the floor is yours. Any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, the usual shout out to our org, Escape Velocity, and their owner, Adderolin.
No.
No, I can't do that.
We love Adder. I'm just giving.
I know better.
Yeah. No, continue.
Yeah, shout out to them, just because the org's so supportive. And Peak, our other player who didn't get in tonight, but he was there giving us pointers on the back end in between games. So that's definitely helpful. And then of course all the people that we've invited out there within the org, family, friends that are out there watching and supporting us. Shout out to them as well.
Absolutely, and so as pointed out, we didn't see Adder in chat, so
he's a busy man. He's a busy man.
Shout out! Oh yeah, he's in the gym, is what he's doing.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, appreciate your time. Again, congratulations on the victory, and looking forward to seeing how you guys do next week.
Awesome. Thanks for the cast, guys.
No problem. Again, that was Jay Phelps from the victorious EV Sparkle. Again, they are going to be moving on next week and facing off against the winner of the number 1 versus number 8 seed that is still yet to be played. Nice job on the command there to raid, but we are unfortunately done for the night. As I'm getting yelled at in my ear. Thank you everyone for coming out. You guys in beautiful, beautiful Chatland are awesome. We had some fantastic games. We will be back Thursday for 3 more best of 7 playoff matches. Again at 8, 9, and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you all back then. Until then, on behalf of Cookies on Production, everyone here at LOS Champs getting this working in the background, I've been Broke Fang. Y'all have been awesome. We'll see you next time. Until then, everybody, have a fantastic night. Take care of yourselves. See you on the flip side.